With nappies and keeping her clean and everything, how often do you think I should be changing a nappy in a day?
Well, I guess when you feed, you need to change a nappy. So that comes down to, with this age of baby, probably about every 3 or 4 hours. At this age, they do tend to poo a lot more. So you get more dirty nappies. And it's important not to let your baby sit in wet or dirty nappies too long, because they'll get a rash. And once again, I guess it's really important to think about what it'd be like for your baby to be sitting around in a wet or dirty nappy. It's uncomfortable. You know, I bet no adult would sit around in wet pants for very long. So use empathy. Empathy is really important to figure out what it's like to be your baby and what's the best thing to do next. So certainly changing the nappy frequently when they're little is really important. And as they get older, it is too. You should check them probably every 4 hours to see what that nappy's like. And you can see by how heavy it is too. You can actually see it, that they need a change. So keeping their bottoms nice and clean and dry, making sure that, you know, you clean the urine and the poo off carefully, and whether you do that with baby wipes or with a wet washer, whatever you like to use, it doesn't matter, as long as they're nice and clean and they're dry. Because if you think about it, it's a really moist area of the body, and because it's moist and hot, it's more likely to get a rash or grow a fungal infection like thrush, or what's called Manila. So that's why we like to keep it nice and dry and protected. So changing frequently, letting your baby have a little kick when they've got their nappy off so it gets a bit of air is really important too. And, you know, they might wee or poo, but you just make sure you have a towel under them or something like that, or something waterproof so that it's easily cleaned up. So that's the best thing to do. Just make sure that they're constantly clean and dry and they're not sitting around in mess, because they don't like it.
And if the rash is there?
Well, what you do is you make sure that you can put something on it. So there's lots of creams on the market, and if they're for babies, you read the directions on the packet or the tube, and you follow the directions. And generally, any of those creams that are meant for babies will clear it up pretty quickly. But if you have a rash that doesn't go away, you really should speak to your child health nurse or to your GP to get it checked, just to make sure that it's nothing like a fungal infection, and that does need to be treated with special creams. And so that's important to get that checked. And some babies are more prone to fungal infections than other babies. So if it doesn't go away, if it's really red and angry, if it looks like it has a little silver marking around the outside of it, then yeah, you need to get it checked. If it's peeling, if it's really angry looking, you always get it checked by your doctor. Some babies enjoy the powders on their, some of those medicated powder, not the medicated, but just those nice baby powders, keep them nice and dry. Even corn flour, just a bit of corn flour keeps it takes away the moisture and keeps them a bit dry. So things like that.
I've heard that talcum powder,
we suggest,
yeah,
no, we don't use it anymore. But you can get those powders from the chemist that are specially made for babies, and they're okay. So ask your pharmacist or your chemist, and just check all the labelling on stuff, and that way you'll know you're using whatever's been manufactured is safe.